and thanks for staying with us. Custom management continue to impress Mr. President on the way Nigerian Customs Service is operating all over the country. Also on Customs Report, PTLM Command sees consignment containing pistol and ammunition coming into the country. Plus, more reports. I am Egeseme Engineer. Stay tuned. The Nigerian Customs Service has been awarded the prestigious Global World Award. The award was given to the Siege of Customs in contribution to public relations advancement of the service in the country.
The Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) has been awarded the prestigious Golden World Award (GWA) for crisis communication by the International Public Relations Association (IPRA). The award, recognizing NCS's outstanding public relations efforts, presented during a grand ceremony in Belgrade, Serbia, was received by Comptroller General of Customs Bashir Adewale Adeniyi on behalf of the NCS from IPRA President Natasha Pavlovich Bojas. Noting that the recognition came from the 100 Days of Impactful PR at Customs Service campaign, the Comptroller General highlighted the campaign's impact in addressing critical challenges during his first 100 days in office. He explained that the campaign was about crisis communication, as the entry submitted during this period was recognized as the best from the perspective of addressing the campaign's challenges, its impact, and the positive outcomes that had been seen.
One award that recognizes the campaign, the communications campaign, which was undertaken by Image Merchant Nigeria Limited on behalf of Nigerian Customs Service. And this was principally focusing on the activities of Nigerian Customs Service in the first 100 days of my assumption of duty as Comptroller General. Of course, there were a lot of challenges that were faced, and most of the challenges that were faced speak to how we manage crisis. So the campaign was about crisis communication, and the entry that was submitted during this period was selected as the best from the perspective of the campaign that was impactful.
The NCS campaign, which triumphed in the crisis management category, showcased its ability to effectively navigate the operational difficulties at the time. The initiative fostered more vital collaboration with critical stakeholders, enhanced border security measures, and drove significant improvements in revenue generation. Secretary General of IPRA, Philip Shepard, praised Adeniyi's leadership, describing it as a critical factor in the campaign's success, affirming that within just 100 days in office, the campaign not only strengthened stakeholder collaboration and significantly improved border security, but also resulted in a notable boost in revenue generation. The recognition of NCS's campaign underscores the service's commitment to aligning its activities with international standards of communication and governance.
We're looking forward to sustaining this. We're looking forward to robust engagements with all our various stakeholders. 2024 has been declared the year of stakeholders, both traditional ones and new ones. And so Nigeria Customs Service has taken it as a deliberate mandate to ensure that we engage these stakeholders, physical activities, meetings, creating platforms, but most especially putting in place communication system that keeps them very close to us, that enables us to understand what their concerns are, that enables us to speak to their needs and win beneficial relationships for all of us.
The Golden World Awards, established in 1990, celebrates excellence in public relations across a broad range of categories. By leveraging strategic public relations, the NCS has fostered greater awareness and compliance with customs reforms while reinforcing its role in promoting national security and economic development. Comptroller General Adeniyi reaffirmed the service's dedication to maintaining open communication channels with its partners.
it will not be my intention to keep you here longer than necessary. It will just be for me to let you know that I am here as part of a team that has come to assess the progress of the deployment of the software which we are going to be using to process customs documentation and clearance in our ports. A lot has gone into the deployment of this, and we have chosen this command as the pilot to roll it out. You must therefore consider yourself lucky to be chosen. You must, well, I'm using that word carefully, not to be selected. Don't let me say chosen, so that some people will not misunderstand me. So there must be something that we have seen in this command. So you are now going to be playing the role of pace setter in the Nigeria Customs Service. And this is not the first time that we are doing this kind of thing here. We learned our lessons when we did the previous rollouts, e-payments, when we did all of that, we also piloted them in this command. So this is why we are back. And a lot of effort, like I said, have been put into preparing this rollout. And it is my hope, my sincere hope, that it will go on as smoothly as we have planned it. Of course, there is nothing of this magnitude that you do that does not have one or two challenges. I hope I will also be able to have the time to engage with our stakeholders and talk to them and assure them that we are aware that there has been one or two complaints when we started. We have our team, our technical team, that would be supporting this rollout from the back end to ensure that whatever challenge that we have, we are going to surmount it. We will take our lessons as we roll this thing out in some other commands. So I want to sincerely appreciate your turnout this afternoon in this hot sun to welcome me. And I want to assure you that good times are ahead for us in Nigeria Customs Service, because we have a system that is robust. We have a system that has given us the opportunity to learn from all the other systems that we have used before. And more importantly, and I'm not sure about you, it's really, really sweetening my belly that this is a system that was developed by officers and men of Nigerian Customs Service. So it is indigenous. You know, it is going to learn from the experience that we have in Nigeria Customs Service. And so I want to charge all of you to take all the trainings that will be associated with it. I want you to take it very, very seriously. And at the end of the day, you might find yourself implementing Odogu in some other commands. But the most important thing is that it is being sown here. We are going to nurture it to fruition here. And we want to assure you that it is going to work. We actually don't have any choice. It is going to work.
The Nigerian Customs Service (NCS) has launched the pilot phase of its modernization software, B-Odogu, for processing customs documentation and clearance at the nation's ports, beginning with the PTML command. The B-Odogu, an indigenous software developed by officers of the NCS, replaces the NICIS-2, and it's fully managed by the NCS through the Trade Modernization Project Limited. With the new development, the NCS has taken over the implementation and operations of one of the main deliverables of the modernization project, putting an end to foreign service provider Webfontaine's years of managing its ICT platforms. Speaking with journalists shortly after addressing officers of the PTML command on the launching of the new ICT software, Comptroller General of Customs Adewale Adeniyi said it marks a significant milestone towards modernizing customs operations, aligning with global best practices. Adeniyi stated that the software was developed following experiences with previous service provider who, despite multiple contract extensions, failed to meet their deliverables and effect the expected handover at the end of their contract period in December 2022. He lamented the incessant system breakdown experienced under the foreign service provider, noting that the service cannot continue to wait for them to hand over, hence its decision to develop its own indigenous system.
Of the rollout of Bodogu, and that is our new unified customs management system. It is indeed an important achievement and a significant milestone in our journey towards modernizing Nigeria customs operations and aligning those operations with global best practice. The exercise that we are undergoing is firmly rooted in the policy thrust of the customs management upon my assumption of office. And this trust emphasizes the need to consolidate on the previous gains while boldly embracing innovative solutions to long-standing challenges. This policy is also aligned with the strategic objectives of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's led administration to make customs more effective and efficient for the benefit of Nigerians. The support for the actualization of this has been midwifed by the Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy and the Chairman of the Nigeria Customs Service Board in the implementation of several initiatives, including the rollout of the pilot of Bodogu that epitomizes our drive to adapt and adopt cutting-edge technology to enhance our processes and our procedures.
Adeniyi, who assured that the new indigenous software will end the era of network downtime, facilitate seamless trade, enhance security, and promote ease of doing business, also noted that the Bodogu will eventually replace the current Nigeria Integrated Customs Information System (NICIS-2) as the NCS legacy system. Adeniyi added that Bodogu is also designed to complement ongoing efforts to leverage artificial intelligence, machine learning, virtual reality, and mixed reality technologies in customs administration. He said that the platform aligns with the NCS's commitment to maintaining strong, resilient, open, and prosperous borders that epitomize the legal policy and strategic commitments of the service. Speaking on the choice of PTML for the pilot implementation of the new software, Adeniyi said the decision is based on PTML's proven track record and availability of modern infrastructure that supports seamless customs operations.
It's worth noting that this initiative is fully supported by the legal framework provided in the Nigeria Customs Service Act 2023, and specifically in Section 28 and 29 of the Act empowers us to develop, maintain, and employ electronic systems while ensuring transparency and stakeholder consultations. Bodogu, spelled B'(ODOGWU), will serve as the cornerstone platform supporting this technological evolution mandated by the law. Our choice of this terminal for this pilot implementation is deliberate and strategic. This is not a random selection or an experimental trial. Rather, it is calculated decision based on the terminal's proven track record. As a key vehicle transshipment hub connecting Europe and Africa, PTML has consistently demonstrated operational excellence and maintained robust infrastructure that supports seamless customs operation. There are other factors that support our rollout and influence the decision of this terminal. The first is the exemplary history of smooth interactions between customs and stakeholders in this terminal. The second one speaks to the availability of modern infrastructure provided by the terminal operator. And third, the substantial volume of transactions that is processed through this facility. And finally, PTML's successful track record as a model port for previous groundbreaking NCS initiatives. I want to address an important point up front. Yes, we do anticipate some technical challenges during this rollout phase. This is normal with any new system implementation, and it should not cause us any alarm. We have positioned a dedicated team of technical experts to provide immediate support and ensure a smooth transition as much as possible. In terms of time, what happened in PAR will still happen. I want to imagine that if documentation is fine, if there are no issues with documents that are submitted, what Bodogu promises us is even better infrastructure. So we are also actually going to have a better, swifter processing of documents. I don't want you to hold me down to time now. What we are doing is that we are running a pilot. And as we run this pilot, we will take our lessons, we will make mistakes, we will correct them, we will see gaps, we will cover them, so that by the time we announce that we have finished pilot and we are willing to roll out, then you can hold us accountable when we say it takes us 2 hours, 3 hours to process PAR or to process entry declaration. But we know the record that we are meeting in PTML. In my submission, I told you that this is more of a model port. So in our discussions with the terminal operators, they have told us the apprehension and the concerns of their stakeholders that we are using this place as a guinea pig. So if they were getting their documentations and clearance done within 24 hours, and we are bringing a system that would, extend that time, then we know that we are not giving them something better than what they had before. So we are also very, very conscious of that. And I want to be sure that as our technical team, they are rolling this out, they will bear this in mind.
Adeni, however, acknowledged that some technical challenges may arise during the rollout phase, but emphasized that this is normal with any new system. He assured that a team of technical experts will be on hand to provide immediate support and ensure as smooth a transition as possible. The customs boss, Adeni, also disclosed that the service is also launching a verification platform for agents which automates registration for licenses and permits.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service has said that customs will continue to arrest and seize wildlife species from would-be smugglers operating along the nation's borderline. He was speaking in Lagos when he was conducted around the seized wildlife species by the outgoing coordinator of the center. She speaks more on a number of issues, while the CG also speaks on the wildlife seizure in Lagos.
To go after these criminals, and that's what the Nigerian Customs Service is showcasing here. So here we have a total of 9,493.8 kilograms of pangolin scales in different sacks in their original states, in which they were packed for export. What we've only done is to weigh and also to take samples for our DNA analysis. The DNA analysis, the forensic analysis here, is also to support our prosecution because the judges request for them these days. And so we've been able to take samples that will be taken to the lab. And kindly, we've gotten support of 4 different labs from 4 different continents. That is to show you how seriously they take this.
To us is the alarming rise in wildlife trafficking, which not only threatens our biodiversity, but also threatens Nigeria's international reputation. The illegal trade in endangered species, especially pangolin scales, has positioned Nigeria as a key transit point in the global wildlife trafficking network. This illicit trade decimates our natural heritage, fuels transnational criminal networks, as well as undermines our national security and economic stability. The embarrassment caused by these activities on the global stage is indeed very, very significant, potentially impacting our diplomatic relations and economic partnerships. It is imperative that we address these issues with the most urgency and commitment. And now, let me share with you some of the details of our recent enforcement activities. And I'm happy that those items, the product of these seizures, are here for all of us to see. A good place for me to start would be our efforts to combat wildlife trafficking. Our recent operations have yielded significant results in combating the illegal trade of endangered species. The first one, on the 8th of August 2024, Nigeria Customs Service, in collaboration with our main partners, the Wildlife Justice Commission, conducted a joint enforcement operations resulting in the seizure of 9,493 kilograms of pangolin scales. These operations, carried out in two separate locations, represent the largest seizure of pangolin scales globally since January 2020.
The Nigerian Customs Service intercept arms and ammunition from an agent operating at the nation's seaport. The controller said that its men are always on ground to stop any illegal importation of arms into the country.
The Port Terminal Multi-Services Limited (PTML) commander of Nigerian Customs Service has collected a total of 239,233,530,265 naira 48 kobo as revenue from the months of January to September 2024. The command's controller, Tenny Makini Daniel, who made this known, said that it showed a 29% increase in revenue from the same period in 2023. Comptroller Daniel said the command made seizures worth a total duty paid value of 28,478,034 naira 76 kobo. He said the command made seizures including arms and ammunition comprising of 2 pistols, 260 ammunition, empty shells of cartridges of different types, thereby preventing dangerous importation from entering the country. He explained that the showcasing of these live rounds of ammunition is to inform all users of PTML about the readiness of officers to seize without compromise any items that is in contravention of the extant regulation due to command's zero tolerance for such.
I said we have zero tolerance for contravening the regulations of the country. And as we all know, these are called absolute prohibition. Even trade, they don't allow it. One, they don't even allow it. Two, are you getting the message now? This was falls into absolute prohibitions. If you count them, exactly what I told you, that's what you're going to find. You can see the pistol we're talking about. You have those pistols there. So this is the quantity we have so far. You will be surprised that some of these things, they hide them in the tank cover. They are hid in the tank cover. That's what I'm saying now. They open the tank cover and put it. Some under the seat where you do not expect, you will see them. But because our officers are diligent enough to do their work, they will ransack the entire vehicle. That's how they're able to get all these things. Just imagine some of these things get into the hands of a drunkard or any person that does not like you. It could be dangerous. So that's why the government is not in support of anything arms and ammunition. Considering even the fact that Nigeria is somehow, you have so many bandits around, so many bad people around, armed robbers, kidnappers. That is why we try as much as possible to seize them.
On the arms and ammunition, the controller said they are under critical investigation before the normal handing over to the appropriate authority, adding that 3 suspects detained in respect of these seizures have been granted administrative bail. On trade facilitation, the controller said within the period under review, trade facilitation and ease of doing business strategies have been sustained with record-breaking 2 hours clearance time for compliant ro-ro cargoes. He explains that an efficient and accessible dispute resolution committee has been strengthened and is working harmoniously to regularly brief the Customs Area Controller with a view to quickly resolving all trade disputes.
239 billion, 233 million, 530,000, 265 naira, 48 kobo only. Comparatively, within the same period of last year, we collected 185 billion, 785 million, 30,000, 23 naira, and 47 kobo only. This shows an increase of 53 billion, 448 million, 500,000, and 240 naira only. This represents an increase of 29%. Let me state that we started the third quarter on a very impressive footing with the collection of 33 billion in the month of July 2024. That record is the highest monthly collection by the command this year thus far. And we're optimistic about surpassing it before the end of the year, because there are positive signs that indicates this as a result of the constant review and evaluation of our revenue collection mechanism.
Comptroller Daniel also reveals that his interactions with importers, licensed customs agents, freight forwarders, and terminal operators have contributed greatly to the harmonious operation in the command, adding that they shall continually build on it to promote the overall objectives of the federal government. He concluded that the capacity to handle more ro-ro cargoes is supported by the command's track record of efficiency, which has been severally demonstrated through timely clearance of automobiles and other cargoes.
Before I round up this week edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where see just what billions of naira was accepted by some commands in the country. For me, Igeseme Engineer, thanks for watching.